That's right. Fredo and Dilbert agree. Christie GNOME is a PAP. Punk ass. Where even the supervisor agrees, right, Bandit? Where is my poor man's tripod? There it is. Bounce. Way distracted today. Need to make some food. Hi everyone. Yeah, you know me, right? I'm Dilbert. All right. Don't forget about me. All right, what was I trying to do? Food. All right, let's. Right there. Christie GNOME is if you don't know what's going on, then you need to see the news. Hello from India. Hey, Steve. Baby Shark. Oh no, who is that? Somebody else. Bandicoot. You haven't seen the news about what happened to a United States senator? A United States senator was handcuffed at a press conference by the Department of Homeland Security. She had her goons push him out of the room and handcuff him, shove him to the floor. This was not some press conference like nowhere. It was inside a federal building. So U.S. senators have access to federal buildings. U.S. senators are like, the highest political office in this country other than the president. These dudes have immense authority and power. There's the eggs. Okay, let's get them ready. This is how we do the eggs. Journeyman. See how easy that is? You just need a drill and a coat hanger. I need to make one up out of stainless steel though, or find one that I can just buy, but either or. Yep. They shoved a United States senator out of a room into the hallway, pushed him to the ground, handcuffed him. Because he used what? His words. His voice. Alright. Eggs are ready. Need to get further along here. What's up, man? Where's my paper towel? Well, that's a scene we have never seen in this country. Ever. Alright, what are we gonna make? I got eggs. I need an onion. Oh. Onion. Onion. All right, let's dice up this onion. All right. What the heck is on there? That's dirty. What the heck? There's something. All right, first we cut the top. Let's see, now we do this. Actually, I could cut it in half right now. Let's do that. Could get a bigger knife. My father would be flipping out seeing a U.S. senator shoved to the ground and handcuffed at a press conference. Man, I don't know. Let's see if we can get this outer layer removed. Okay. Let's see here. I think we'll leave this on until we use that half. All right. Okay. Now to dice your onion, leave the root, and start slicing downward here. Don't cut all the way through, just, just cut down a little bit close to the edge. Leave it all connected. guy who figured this out needs to win a Nobel medal. All right, so you got it all sliced. See, it's kind of all still connected. And now you just cut across, and it's instant diced onions. No chopping, no fussing, no mussing. Just hold it together. Don't cut your fingers. Get down here and chop off the, whoops, I don't want that piece in there. Don't want that piece in there. Keep meaning to come up with a little garbage can type thing for the countertop. I want to use it all. How do I do that? There we go. Waste not, want not, right? Okay, that's enough. That's all that's left. All right. I gotta get some meat going here. Abby. Oh, it's hey, midnight. A waste bowl. I mean, I've seen these little bags and basket things. I mean, some people will use like an old milk carton if you have them. But I want something on the counter that I can put stuff in easily without always having to go to where my garbage can is. What else did I want? All right, I'll get the hot sauce out. What else? I need meat, onions, and meat. What kind of meat? I got turkey. What else? Oh, I need oil. That's what I went in there for. So Christie GNOME was holding a press conference in D.C., I think, at some federal building. You know, I think maybe an FBI building. And she was talking, and Senator, what the heck is his name? Senator Alex. He's one of the senators from California. Senator Alex Padilla started to, came into the room and started to speak up while she was talking. Well, her goons didn't like that. So they literally pushed him out of the room, shoved him to the ground in the hallway, and handcuffed him for trying to speak. A United States Senator. And I just saw some nonsense from Speaker Johnson. What a joke that is. What is he saying here? Speaker Putz. It's pretty mind-blowing. Go see the video. There's all kinds of camera angles because there was a lot of cameras in the room. It was a press conference. Oh, and Speaker Johnson wants to censure Senator Padilla. This is the authoritarian rule at work. This is how they want to shut people up, you know, because they tried to talk. Can someone just gag this guy?
Yeah, and what of it? I mean, the idea is that this is a Senate issue. This isn't, I mean, these are members of Congress. I mean, yeah, but the Senate does its disciplinary actions over there, and we do ours over here. We have a certain set of measures, as you all know, and it ranges from censure to removal from committees to ultimately expulsion from the body. And
do you support that for the senator?
It's not my decision to make. I'm not in that chamber, but I do think that it merits immediate attention by their colleagues over there, and that they need. I think that behavior, at a minimum, is it rises to the level of a censure. I think there needs to be a message sent by the body as a whole that is not what we're going to do. That's not how we're going to act. We're not going to have branches fighting physically and having senators charging cabinet secretaries. We got to.
So just moments ago, Donald Trump made a major reversal in his mass deportation policy. Indiscriminately, he's been sending armed agents into farms and fields and ranches all throughout
It's insane what's going on
across the country. I was in Oxnard, California yesterday. I met with a 12-year-old boy. Tears pouring down his face. His mom and dad snatched by agents. They were working the fields for over 20 years. He doesn't know where they are. He has no family.
I mean, the cruelty that this organization in D.C. knows, they don't know the limits that they will go to. They haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, it's all right, what are we gonna put in here? Is this still good? And Bandit's laying right out in the hall. Stuff's getting a little old, I think. I think it's okay though. He's not in the chamber, yeah. He should be in a chamber pot. That would be a good place for him. At the bottom of a latrine, having to deal with the crap. Hey, Ice. make my pasta, but man, it takes so friggin' long. I need to try to do some stuff, and I'm hungry. Ugh. Oh yeah, and then was it NBC fired Terry Moran for calling Stephen Miller a basically a human jerk. We need to call these punks out, man. Hey, Matt. If you haven't seen the thumbnail, check it out closely. I couldn't resist. Oh, cheese. I need cheese. Get a slice of cheese out here. I guess we'll do pepper jack again. Wish I could have gone to the food bank today. Need a vehicle to get out there. It's a long trip. You could go by bus, I guess, but it would take forever. It would take forever to try to go out there and bring all that back. What are we doing? Message held for review. Yep. Every time I try to talk into the phone and say Christie GNOME, it actually spells out Christie, CHRISTI, GNOME. It's hilarious. Whatever. I mean, if you look at all these people that Trump has hired that used to work in TV, their makeup expenses must be ridiculous. How do they all look like that? I mean, they all look alike. I mean, this is some sort of club, I guess, that, I don't know how you get into it. You have to be born pretty, is that it? or vain, is that it? It's, I don't know. Alright, let's put the rest of these onions in there. That's enough. Alright. And I'm going to put this meat away. I got this chicken. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know. Go find, I shared it a few places. Go find Pete Buttigieg's short video on the senator being handcuffed. What are we doing here? I don't know. All right. Eggs are ready. All right, I better just do this. Oh, spatter, spitter, spatter. Okay. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Start doing that. I'm really distracted today. What else? Oh, cheese. Cheese. Man. Wish I could have gotten to Montana. A friend of mine is moving some stuff there, out of there, and he was paying serious money for help. Jeez, wish I could have just picked up and left. He was offering serious money to help. Cash money. Dang it. Enough, it would have been worth the drive there. Or take a bus. At least I got the garbage out. The other day, what's Bandit doing? I never drank any coffee. Well, that's the, this is the, yeah, the, with the ridges. This is the, oh shit, somebody's calling. Oh, to put on the furnace. Oh, on your pickup truck. Yeah, I probably could. Yeah, I mean, I'm very mechanical. I've worked on a million cars. Yeah. I'm trying to make some food. I was gonna actually tell Earl. I told you guys a couple weeks back that Earl might want to go with me out to the food bank to get some food. But today is the only late night they do. We would have to leave soon to go there. It's only open till 7, and it takes time. Once you get there, you have to get a ticket and then wait for your group to be called. So it takes almost an hour probably at the minimum once you're there. So, when do you want to do the filter tonight? All right. Well, when do you think you'll come by?
When you finish this area, go into that, work on my, I cannot breathe well, that's the problem.
Right. Yeah, breathing through the mouth all the time is hard.
Yeah, so, the problem is bleeding and, want the doctor to know when I have trouble breath. Should go check it because that's
Well then, have Earl call me before he comes over.
it's gonna take him probably like 15 minutes to get there because he almost done here with this piece.
Okay. Well, I was just cooking some eggs because I was starving.
Alright, so if you want him to come in 30 minutes?
Yeah, that'd be better.
Alright, we'll see you in 30 minutes.
Okay. Now I got to work on a pickup truck. So this is the, let's see if I can show you, Circulon stuff. Show you with some light here. Get the right glare. Circulon. Not cheap stuff. It's got the ridges. I had more of these. I don't know where they went. I've got that one. I got the big one. I've got, no, that's just the all anodized aluminum stuff. And then I have this pan. I like this pan a lot too. This is this, I don't know what this was. I don't know what this one was, but I like it. It's really slick, non-stick. Ceramic coated. Well, the ceramic coated is pretty nice. I mean, I like this stuff. I like that. This I forget the name of this one. I thought I had a picture of it or the box for the longest time. I really do like that one. I don't even know where I got it. All right, I got to get these eggs out of here. Yakking out. Now I got to go work on my buddy's pickup truck. I guess I'm just doing that. I'm not trying to flip it. Oh, come on. Just falls right out. Cleanup is just as simple. Just wipe it up. Cleans up quick. Love this stuff. Hot pan. Hot pan. All right. There's the eggs. My stainless steel pots are still only 52 years old. Yeah. Yeah. You can covet my pots and pans. I don't have my sockets here though, so I don't know if I could do this work on his truck. Alright, that's turned off. Bring you guys over here. Oh, I gotta put this onion away. I'm gonna put an air filter on my friend's pickup truck because he just put this fancy intake on his diesel pickup from Gale Banks. If you know anything about cars, Gale Banks is a legend who makes very good aftermarket items for vehicles and engines. I may have one of my mom's or two of her original, Revere ware, the copper bottom stainless stuff. How do I hold this up here now? Oh, there's another roll of tape. These rolls of tape work. Okay, put that there. I can put that there. Push you down in there. Where's my fork? I mean, if I had the patience, I might try to get into some stainless. Cast iron. But I don't have. I've watched enough videos to know that there is, good cast iron, bad cast iron, and how to season it, and how to bring back even rusty old cast iron with a grinder and make it more slippery so it's more non-stick. Yeah, I wonder what the nightly news is going to say about this whole kerfuffle. Crazy stuff. What channel is this?
At Great Digital Media, we develop the right message to grab attention.
All right. There's the eggs. I'm gonna start a breakfast diner, and this is the only thing I'm going to serve. Different ingredients, but this is it. Oh, that's pretty good. So anyway, he had a mechanic buddy put the put this intake manifold on his diesel, but now he's got the proper air filter kit. He's just not mechanical or a craftsman at all. Oh. And I had to deal with helping someone with internet drama. Today. What's this here?
A father of 5 disappeared back in February. Good evening, everybody. I'm Brian Duck.
And I'm Tiffany Tucker. His body found weeks later in East Cleveland. Police there holding a news conference today to announce that they had the accused killer in custody. Our Harry Boomer has the breaking details.
Well, guys, when I asked the acting police chief what caused them to lock in on Nathaniel Crockett, they held back due to saying they do not want to alert anybody else as to what's going on, others that may have been involved in the murder according to them. First, we got to hear from the acting police chief, Kenneth Lundy, and Assistant Jabbar King, but a little bit of the backstory first. Acting East Cleveland Police Chief Ken Lundy and his department are moving one step closer to solving the shooting death of 46-year-old Jabbar King. They have arrested and charged Nathaniel Crockett. King's death was ruled a homicide back in March of this year. His body was found on a rear porch of an abandoned house at Chapman Avenue and Terrace Road here in East Cleveland. Jafar, a father of 5, is from Warren, Ohio.
So Mr. Crockett, I believe he was a person of interest since day one, since the vehicle fire, right? There's just other evidence that's developed that's led us to, getting the charges that we needed to get him in custody.
Well, Mr. Crockett was actually arrested initially for the arson. He was served with a warrant today for aggravated murder when he showed up for his pretrial for the arson.
What led you to key in on him? I know he was a suspect even before.
Well, again, we don't want to get into that because that gets into the possibility of these other people finding out about it.
Right now, Nathaniel Crockett is in the county lockup on charges of aggravated murder. In addition to the arson charges, he was already in jail for. I'm Harry Boomer, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast, certified most accurate since 2004.
So much violence. Just watched a video of some bicycle and off-road trail somewhere, and this bicyclist was just losing his mind because a dude on his electric one wheel came off of the dirt path, and this cyclist just lost it, screaming at him, Where's this phone? What time? They're gonna pick me up soon.
Watch as officers go to take Andrew Davison into custody. He starts walking away there, then shoves them. That's when a detective on the case steps in and several punches are thrown.
Lots of punches. Eventually, Dawson wrestled to the ground. We're told he tried gouging one of the officers' eyes out. He would later be tased. It was back in June of last year. Davison was charged with felonious assault for the stabbing. Victim did survive the attack.
A woman arrested accused in a brutal murder today. She pleaded not guilty. A young mom killed in the Metro Parks.
Kiara Jackson was shot in the head. The shooting happened near the drive-in of Mill Creek Falls. Labaya Paul is locked up on $500,000 bond.
Metro Parks police saying technology and flock cameras were key in leading them to the suspect so quickly.
That allowed them to track her car. New at 6, Brittany Weir has new information about the suspect and the murder weapon.
Cleveland Metro Parks police shared with us that the suspect, 23-year-old Lavia M. Paul, and the victim, Kiara Jackson, did in fact know each other. They were hanging out with a group all day Tuesday before this deadly shooting. However, police say they are still looking for the murder weapon. Cleveland Metro Parks police holding a press conference Thursday morning. Chief Kelly Stillman says a single gunshot wound to the head is what killed 25-year-old Kiara Jackson. The mother of two attended a family picnic earlier in the day. Then a group from the picnic went to the bar and eventually ended the evening at Mill Creek Falls. According to police, the group was at the park illegally. They were there for about 30 minutes before 23-year-old Lavia Paul shot and killed Kiara. It's unclear what led up to this shooting, and police say they still don't have.
Drunken fools and their petty drama. Jesus fucking hell. Spanish Netflix. Hey, Race. I don't know. That's crazy, Ice. So yeah, I do. I've had a couple internet stalkers from this stuff. Just mild nonsense. But someone I know has had a serious sort of stalker. Well, they went over the board. They live in different states. They don't know each other, you know. This person called the police in the other state and said, do a welfare check on this person. Cops were not amused. Hello from Seattle. Been a long time since I was there. Well, I guess it was 97. Long enough. Horrible. I don't know if you guys saw a horrible plane crash today in India. Horrible plane crash. Something went really wrong. They shut the payments off? What? I haven't seen that story. I need to see that. I need to plug this back in. Yeah, I hope to get to the one downtown. I know I'll know a lot of people there. One person survived. Yeah, I saw the pictures of the plane stuck in the building. Just horrific.
Americans. Problem is, he says, most show up late, work slower, and are ready to head home after lunch. Some even quit after just one day out in the field.
There's a Hispanic man that works for us, and I say, you know, he's 52, and he'll make anywhere from $70 to $100 a day. I said, if you can keep up with him and do a good job, you can make that. But they're not physically in shape to do it, and, you know, probably not mentally tough enough to do it, some of them.
Bunch of good old boy farmers talking about how actual Americans trying to do farm work fail. Yeah, it's hard freaking work. Oh, it was a hostel. Okay. Yeah, I saw the one picture of the big room. Madness out there. Oh. Let's see here. Dang little bugs. Excuse me. Youngstown, Ohio. East Palestine derailment victim lawyers devastated as settlement administrator replaced. We are devastated that our hard work to achieve a $600 million settlement remains unfulfilled. A A federal judge has removed the company in charge of distributing money to victims of the East Palestine train derailment, saying the company likely miscalculated payments and has overpaid people. So this is a third-party organization that they shut the door on, basically. Sounds like these people were incompetent as hell. What a mess. Gold machine. I've already listened to some pilots looking at the plane taking off. Apparently it did not have its flaps extended. They said the runway could have been too short to take off on with the load that they were carrying. But he sent a mayday out apparently just before crashing.
Continue to spread Donnell White Jr.'s story.
We watched as the digger concentrated on certain areas in the yard, sometimes stopping
They had no
for
power.
investigators to take a look at possible evidence. A long, methodical process.
It's very time consuming to do it and do it in a right way. But we want to make sure that we're very thorough. We don't want to have to come back and do this again.
Investigators with Ashtabula Police and the U.S. Marshals Service tell us they used ground-penetrating radar before they started digging. Hopefully, they'd uncover new evidence. This all comes less than a month after we profiled Donnell's case. Investigators tell us they got new leads thanks to our story. Unfortunately, they hit another dead end, at least for now. Here's Lieutenant Mike Palinkas with Ashtabula Police.
Oh my.
Shot and killed in a Taco Bell drive-thru last August. Now, her family is turning their devastating pain into a force for change. They're not letting her death be in vain.
That's why they are pushing both city and state officials for safety changes. The Kellerman family is calling it Megan's Way Out. The proposed bill, crafted with Ohio Senator Casey Weinstein, would require newly built or significantly remodeled drive-thrus to include an emergency exit path for vehicles.
It could be as little as I have to go to the bathroom. It could be a case where you get a phone call from a loved one. I've talked to law enforcement and EMT officials that have been in drive-thrus and they're like, holy cow, I can't get out in case there's a problem.
Family says this solution would keep all future drive.
Yeah, this is a crazy piece of violence that happened in Stowe. A woman was shot in the drive-through line by a raging car in front of her or behind her. And a lot of these drive-thrus are just a single lane with curbing. You have nowhere to go. You have the building and a curb, and you can't just get out of line. And I think that's not a bad idea, that all drive-thrus should have a path on the side of them, like a lot of these restaurants do, like Rally's does, for example, or maybe a McDonald's. You know, they all have typically a lot of extra room. I've gone to some Taco Bells, man. If you got stuck in that line, you're stuck. I mean, you could just, there's nowhere to go. You could be trapped by 2 or 3 cars in front of you and 2 or 3 cars behind you. Don't forget, go find your local protest this weekend, Saturday. No King's Day. No King's Day. Go find your local protest. Hopefully Trump's stupid military parade gets rained on. That's a lot of rain.
More humidity. You can see the storms kind of firing up. That's what we're going to have to deal with as we get through the next few days. Hour by hour tonight, though, no issues. But
Wow. Immigrant violence in the UK is out of control, man. In a town in Northern Ireland called what was it called? Bally. Ballymena, Northern Ireland. The locals, the toughs, are busting into immigrants' apartments and setting them on fire. It's almost like the Nazi cleansing in Poland. It's very ugly over there. Let me think too. His truck is so tall. Ugh. What's up, Bandit? heck is this? I don't. I think this is iced tea. It's either that or it's bear urine. That's iced tea. Oh. No, I don't make, no. No. Sweet tea, no. Dairyman's. I probably should, it would be cheaper, but it takes obviously a long time to make. No, Al, didn't hear that. So yeah, apparently, okay, the International Exposition Center out here by the airport, where we've been having, you know, the big shows that come to town, the auto shows, the home and garden show, the boat show, craft shows. That's no more. The city decided to, I think it's Amazon's going to put a data center in there now. And fill it up with computers. Amazon Web Services. I guess they're going to make more money off of it. That's the basic reasoning. But now all these shows won't have anywhere near as big to go to. That building is, oh, maybe a couple million square feet. The main floor is like 1 million square feet. So there's nothing, you know, the downtown convention center is not even close. So you ever see this commercial for this exercise thing? You know, why is this one couple that they talk to, you know, the guy looks to be like my age and his wife is like 45, and she goes, I feel so much more invigorated now. You shouldn't even need it at 45. Why are you with a 70-year-old guy? Because he's got money. It's going to rain over the weekend. Damn it.
Sunday's a little drier for Dad's day. And then next week we're back in the 80s, but more humidity. All in all, really good. Right? Okay. There you go. All in all, pretty good.
This will be
Closed captioning on 19 News, sponsored by Waste.
This will be interesting to see what the national news says on the incident today with the senator. I figured I've always wanted to do that, Al. Got to get the big jug, you know. Got to have sun. We don't have a lot of sun here. I don't even have a... I guess you could maybe use your... I don't know if you can use your coffee pot to make the... I don't know. Who's been sick?
With fuel, crashes on takeoff, and explodes in flames. How could anyone survive?
Someone did. From CBS News head. The airline says every one of them was killed. Everyone but the man in seat 11A, a window seat in an exit row. Incredibly, we're told, he survived.
He's in the hospital, and he's quoted as saying the plane split in two, and he was thrown out before it exploded. There are apparently casualties on the ground as well. Part of the plane hit a building.
Among the many questions tonight, why did the Boeing Dreamliner crash, and how did that one passenger managed to walk away? Senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve joins us now with the latest. Chris?
Investigators are going to be poring over dramatic and compelling, but also disturbing video we're about to show you, looking for any clues as to what went wrong during this plane's approximately 1 minute long flight. Air India Flight 171 took off from Ahmedabad, a city of 8 million people, just before 2 in the afternoon. It would be a short and deadly flight. The Boeing 787 was headed for London's Gatwick Airport with 242 on board. The plane struggled to gain altitude and then sank towards the ground. Loaded with fuel, the 787 Dreamliner crashed into a neighborhood just beyond the airport. Air India CEO Campbell Wilson.
I would like to express our deep sorrow about this event. This is a difficult day for all of us at Air India.
According to the airline, everyone on board was killed except for one man who somehow escaped. His family is waiting for him in London. Among them, his cousin, AJ Balji.
No one is upset about this. Everyone is upset.
The plane crashed into a building housing medical students. Rescuers are hunting through the wreckage for survivors. So far, it's unknown how many on the ground were killed.
I'm totally shaken by the incident that has happened today.
India's civil aviation minister promised to find answers.
We are going to do a fair and thorough investigation. We are not going to spare anyone. We are not going to leave.
Senior correspondent Tom Costello covers aviation for us, and he leads us off.
Caught on camera the moment Air India Flight 171 lifted off from...
and more on order. Captain Ross Amer was a simulator pilot during its development.
I consider it one crash all these years with the number of airplanes flying every day. I still consider it a very safe aircraft.
Boeing CEO says the company stands ready to assist the investigation. This crash comes as Boeing has been trying to turn the corner after a series of high-profile accidents and production problems. In this case, this was not a new airplane, but one that had been in service for years.
Chris Van Cleve, thank you.
The United States is ready to send a team from the National Transport to assist with
plane. The local police say only a single passenger was able to walk.
Strikes you.
Maurice, there's really two things that grab my attention. One is that the landing gear has remained extended. Normally after takeoff, the landing gear is retracted. In this case, it remains down. And another thing that I noticed is that the airplane just sort of slowly descends into the ground. Our data shows that it's descending at about 500 feet per minute, which is a very gradual descent.
And Robert, the NTSB is going over. Why is that, since this didn't happen in the United States?
John, by international treaties, the state of occurrence where the airplane crashed, that country has the responsibility to investigate it. But they will also invite in the state of manufacturer, the country of manufacturer. It's a Boeing airplane. It's manufactured in the United States.
Lift at low speeds.
The nose of the plane is pointed up, indicating a possible aerodynamic stall. And the landing gear remains down well past the point it should have been retracted. Air India says the captain had 8,200 hours of flight experience. The first officer, 1,100 hours. One of them radioed a mayday, but it's not clear who was piloting the plane.
This is a difficult day for all of us at Air India, and our efforts now are focused entirely on the needs of our passengers.
National Guard troops to San Antonio. Omar Villafranca is there.
One by one, Texas National Guard troops were seen arriving in San Antonio, part of the contingent Governor Greg Abbott deployed to counter the growing protests across the state. Hundreds of protesters marched through downtown San Antonio yesterday, demanding an end to ICE raids.
When you see some of the operations that have been happening across the country and here in San Antonio, is that why you're out here?
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I'm at the point where I don't even want to eat because all my people who are getting picked up, and it's sickening.
The nationwide protests are being driven partly by what President Trump has called his administration's aggressive immigration policy. The goal is to arrest nearly 3,000 undocumented immigrants per day. Videos on social media show ICE agents detaining several men in Dallas shortly after their immigration hearings were dismissed. In San Antonio, children and their families were zip-tied at the federal courthouse. In Omaha, Nebraska, more than 70 migrants were taken into custody at a meat packing plant, including several family members of Supervisor Stephanie Favila.
The looks on everybody's faces, it was just scared.
And near Oxnard, California, federal agents chasing migrants working in the fields.
The intended effect is to cause fear.
Immigration attorney Jonathan Ryan says the stepped up in
Padilla was forced out of the room by security and handcuffed in the hallway. Later, he spoke outside.
I began to ask a question. I was obviously immediately forcibly removed from the room. I was not arrested. I was not detained.
When she walked out.
Why did you detain him? Why was that the action you decided to take?
I'll let the law enforcement speak to how this situation was handled, and I will say that it's people need to identify themselves before they start lunging at people that during press conference.
Is it appropriate to handcuff the sitting senator that way?
Padilla's Democratic colleagues outraged.
I just saw something that sickened my stomach. The manhandling of a United States senator. We need immediate answers to what the hell went on.
Well, tonight, the White House saying Padilla...
My ride might be here, I don't know. All right, I gotta go try to work on this pickup truck. See you guys. I don't think this is a Boeing problem. I think this was something that happened, you know, because of either bad maintenance or something else went wrong with the pilots and whatnot. I don't know. I think it's a local incident. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later. Ciao. Don't forget, check your smokealarms.com.